people of the internet! Welcome back to another live stream assembly. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes have all been greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into tonight's topics, folks. HIV positive woman explains why she doesn't tell people she's kissed or been with. Why should I have to disclose your health? Your health is your responsibility. See, this is the thing that's going to get people in trouble.
Before I go on a date. I'm HIV positive, right? And this is just a PSA to those that are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me. I find it so crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met? Why are you trying to have intercourse with someone raw that you just met? You don't know me from a hole in a wall. Why are you trying to put your thing inside of me without any kind of protection? Why do I have to be the one to say, hey, chill out, I'm HIV positive, instead of you asking, taking the time to know me, get to know me, let's go get tested together if you want to take the next step. Why do I have to be the one protecting you from yourself? No, baby, that is not my responsibility. And I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, love you, bye.
Wow, this is where we're at as a society. This is where we're at as a society. A person who is tested positive for HIV is telling you it's not my responsibility to tell you that I have this illness. So engage with me at your own risk is basically what she's saying. Folks, to be completely honest, she's partially right in a sense of we do need to use a little bit more discernment. I'm speaking to myself as well too. Of course, I'm not even on the dating scene, I guess necessarily, but she was an attractive young woman. A pretty face like this, in my opinion, you would never know. If she doesn't tell you, would you assume? You wouldn't know off her just external that, oh, this person has HIV. But she's saying that it's not my responsibility to disclose it. Yes, it is. Be an adult. Are you mature or not? So I got to play private investigator. I got to guess and ask. Like, how do you properly ask someone without just blatantly coming out and asking them if they have a disease? The only element where I do agree is that sometimes, fellas, some of us as well too, we're too eager to pounce on a pretty face, not knowing those days are finished. If you're out and about, you know how people used to, like, they'll go to a party, they're feeling themselves at a bar, you meet a stranger and you guys start lip locking a stranger at a bar. Those days are finished. What? Those days are finished. Or, you're out and about, this, that, whatever the case is, you're meeting, fellas are so quick to, one wild night, you meet an attractive girl, hey, let's go back to my place. What? To be completely honest, man, she did kind of mention it, like, if I'm interested in a girl and we want to take it to the next step, then yeah, I am going to propose that we can make it a little play date. Let's go get tested together. For my safety and yours, I don't know you from a can of paint, as she said. You do have to be responsible for your own health. That's the one element where I would agree with her in saying. But I don't agree with her saying that it's not her responsibility to disclose to her dating partners, whatever the case is, that she has HIV. It is 110% your responsibility to disclose that information. Are you crazy? And then when you end up, God forbid, when somebody finds out after the fact because you chose not to disclose it, you got to be okay with the verdict of how they feel. And pray to God that it's in your favor. If somebody finds out after the fact that, oh, wait, what? But again, there is a level of self-accountability that we all must take for ourselves. Gone are the days where you could be out here mingling with strangers, inviting people back to your crib and kissing strangers and trying to sleep with people unprotected. Are you crazy in these times? That's the last thing I'm going to do, man. And again, the pretty face, as I always say all the time, it's not the green light that all is good. So that's an approach I personally take, man. If I'm looking to get to know somebody or whatever the case is, talk to you, get to know you, and I feel like, okay, cool, you're somebody who can take it to the next step, then yeah, that's something me personally, that I would do out the gate. Hey, man, where we at? We're adults here. However you want to word it. We're adults here. We're grown adults here. I care about my safety and well-being. I'm sure as you do as well, too. Being that you want to take things to the next level. What do you say to us going to a clinic and getting tested together? And based off of those results, we can figure out how we can move forward safely. That's something I would propose. But again, I do not agree with her saying that it's not her responsibility to disclose that information. Are you tripping? What's wrong with you? You got to deal with the verdict, the consequences that comes with you not disclosing that type of information. But again, this is a day and age where everybody's right in their own head. Everybody's theories and philosophies are correct in their own head. They don't care to see the other side of other people's theories. That's the first thing of just like people that are just not, concerned about the well-being of society or the people around them. They don't care too much about the next person's well-being. It's always about them and their POV. That's what I'm realizing. So if that's the case, that's why I sit my ass in the crib. And I'm not out here in the dating pool, because the dating pool not only has piss in it, clearly it has diseases in it as well too. So let this be a cautionary tale for anybody out there that's still mingling with strangers and trying to sleep with and kiss strangers, whatever the case is. When you have girls like this saying that if you come across her, she doesn't feel it's her responsibility to disclose to you that she has HIV. Now we have another girl. What is her story time? What is she saying? I tested positive for both herpes and HIV. Youngins don't care no more, young. Like, youngins, like, shame is out the window. These were used to be things that people were like, lay it low, cut the cool. I mean, your story's a story. We all got to carry our own cross. So, and let's just keep it real. We do live in a society right now where this is okay. We're coming on and disclosing such confident stories of yourself, whatever the case is. Like, we don't, there's no shame left anymore. So that's why she could sit so confidently to be able to tell this story. Let's watch a little bit of this story time. Shout out to the good brother MTR over on YouTube. He's a dude he's another reaction channel that I bang with. Looks like he's reacted to a young lady sharing her story of how she has tested positive for both herpes and HIV. Let's get a little bit of insight on this. Let's see what's going on.
20th of 2023, I went into the gynecologist for a routine appointment. She did a pap smear, and I was like, well, since I'm here, can you also do blood work and run a full STD panel, including HIV? Because some places, I don't know, when you ask for STD testing, they don't test for HIV. And I also said including HSV1. HSV1 is herpes simplex virus 1. It is the oral herpes. And some places won't test for it because a lot of the population actually has oral herpes.
Yeah.
A cold
it's like
sore.
80%.
So a lot of people test positive for it, but then they don't want people to freak out because a lot of people may not ever have a breakout. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what one physician told me. And I was like, I don't know what everybody else do. I would like to know all of it. Anyway, so I asked her for those labs, and she asked me, am I asking because I have any concerns, or am I asking because, I want to do preventative testing? And I let her know preventative testing. If I am playing adult twister, then I get tested every 6 months. If I'm not playing adult twister, then I get tested once a year. The last time I had been tested was March of 2023. It was now December 2023. So I was like, just include it in there. When I left the OBGYN office, I normally go to Quest Diagnostics, which is to the right. I went there and it was probably like 5:30 and they didn't have any more appointments left because I think they closed at 6 or something like that. So I was like, damn, but there's another urgent care right on the left and they have a lab in there. So I went to that urgent care to get my blood drawn. Okay. This is very important. That was on the 20th. On the 23rd, I got a notification that said my results were ready in the portal. I logged onto the portal. I didn't even go to the STD testing because I look at my blood work first. A doctor once told me that I am mildly anemic. So they asked me to take iron. Anyway, so I checked my blood work first. And then I was checking the STDs one by one. Not detected, not detected, negative, not detected. And then I get to, it said like HSV 1 and 2 antibodies or something like that, or antigens. And then it said like a high level of it. I immediately got on the phone with that doctor's office. She looked it up and she was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to see if the physician can call you back. Yeah. You see what I see. She called me back and she was like, oh, I'm looking at your lab results. She's trying to go over everything else. I'm like, girl, I don't care about none of that. And she was like, oh, I'm looking on here and it says, HSV 1 and 2 positive. She was like, I remember you asked for the test specifically. Like, is there something that you're worried about? There was nothing I was worried about. Actually, I was completely fine until I just logged on here and saw that it was positive. So now I'm freaking out. I am really freaking out. Like, I can feel myself, like,
yeah,
I can feel the anxiety just building. This is the first time I've tested positive for anything, mind you. And she was like, yeah, you've never tested positive for anything. Like, I'm going to just have them run it one more time because we don't know if it's HSV1 or HSV2. HSV1 is oral herpes. HSV2 is genital herpes. She was like, so we're going to have them rerun the test. This was on the 23rd of December. This was right before Christmas. The whole time during Christmas, I'm like stressed the fuck out. And thank the Lord I was on Christmas break from school because that would have been too much for me to handle. I done cried. I'm like, oh my God, like what? Thankfully that I was in school at the time. So like I had learned about this. So I'm like, okay, exactly what herpes is, how it works, like what you have to do, like just calm down, you'll be okay. So then I'm like, wait a minute, I got it from somewhere. So I didn't say nothing because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until she run the second test. I finally got the results back on December 28th. I got the portal notification first. So I logged online. I seen that it said HSV1 not detected, HSV2 not detected. As soon as I was getting off of the portal, my phone was ringing and it was the physician telling me like, hey, good news, you actually don't have herpes. And I'm like, okay, well, why did I test positive? She's like, I don't know. So apparently that urgent care runs a different test than Quest Diagnostic does. And for whatever reason, there's some antigen in my blood that will always test positive on that specific test.
Damn.
What?
Now let's fast forward to March 3rd of 2025.
Okay.
Now I'm going to
later.
the primary care physician. When I get a physical, I also tell her about my hip on the right side. Anybody that knows me knows I've been having hip pain for the past 2 years and I cannot figure out why. She's like, okay, we're going to get you some x-rays done. We're going to run labs to make sure it's not cancer. We're going to check for inflammation. We're going to check your blood count. They want to make sure it's not arthritis, osteoporosis, like all kinds of stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, well, since you run in my blood, can you check me for STDs as well? Can you make sure that you include HSV1, HSV2, and HIV? She was like, well, I don't know. They usually don't run HIV. Like, I'm like, no, I want it all. Why would you not do it? I want it all.
I can only imagine that, and I'm not just looking at her tongue ring and coming up to this conclusion, but I can only imagine that the rate that she wants to get tested probably has something to do with the degree of promiscuity within her life. Because getting tested once every couple of months seems to be excessive if you are using protection, but not excessive if you're not using protection. Let's proceed.
It's like, okay, do you have any concerns? I said, no, it's just preventative testing. Fun fact, a lot of places or a lot of like clinics, if you tell them it's preventative testing, they will test you for free. If you tell them that I think something's wrong or I've been having this issue, then they will charge you or charge your insurance. But usually, or not usually, a lot of the times, if it's preventative, then they will cover it for free.
Another fun fact, and this probably actually contradicts what I just said, is that herpes, the HSV simplex 2 virus, can be contracted even when there has been protection or a condom used.
Bruh,
yeah.
It's
So,
scary out here. Let's just pause real quick, bruh. Like, I'm gonna pause real quick because I did not know this story was gonna be that long. I was wondering why she seems so calm. Like, she hasn't gotten to the HIV portion just yet. But let's just pause real quick, man, because like, I don't know if I've ever said this publicly. Y'all want to know my two fears? There's two things, young. Please, Lord God, like, there's two fears that I'm like very, very afraid of. I've always been afraid of just like getting the wrong woman pregnant, like. And more specifically, like the ratchets, like the ratchets, like the the cases, like, but this was more so when I was younger. Now, of course, I just won't interact with you. But when I was out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to just be, because men, of course, typically we are weak of the flesh, whatever the case is. So one of my like fears is just like, we've seen so many stories, brothers, of course, gentlemen, of course, that may be watching, man. Like, man, we've lost too many good soldiers who have fallen victim to the cute face and the fat asses of sin. Pretty privileged, whatever the case is, man. So, of course, again, thinking with the wrong head, right? Catch my drift. Thinking with the wrong head, we see a cute girl, whatever the case is, and she seems somewhat interested, and I put interested in air quotes because a lot of these women are good actors. And then you have nothing in common with this girl. You don't share the same values. She's just cool. She's attractive, and y'all do whatever y'all do. And then lo and behold, she says she's pregnant, and this is a girl that you want nothing to do with. That's one of my fears. But now I don't worry about that now because me and you won't. The preventative maintenance on that is just like minimal communication, minimal interaction. Like, you see what I'm saying? Thank God for growth. Thank God for discernment. My second fear in this world is like one thing. This is like I'm just like it just. Please, Lord God, like, it's catching an STD of some sort. Like, I'm afraid, like, I've just come too far. I've just come too far to go out like that, bruh. Like, and again, my condolences to anybody who may personally be going through that or have family members with the case is, man. But what just scared me is that you can still get caught slipping even if you done used a condom, this, that, and the other, whatever the case is, man. That's why, like, abstinence is just the greatest protection, bruh. That's just like the surefire way that you don't got nothing. You want to sleep with peace of mind, bruh. Just like, bruh, don't deal with these bras. And again, this is a moderately attractive young girl. I'm looking at her. I'm like, yeah, she's straight. Yeah, she has a tongue ring, as my man pointed out as well, too. But it's just like, damn, bruh. What's the other girl that I was speaking on as well, too? She was an attractive girl as well, too. She's talking about, she got HIV. The most baddest girls, man. And again, I'm sorry that happened to them, of course, because to contract that means, of course, that you came across somebody who gave it to you, whatever the case is, right? So, or whatever the circumstance may be for you to get that. So I am empathetic to that, but let this just be a reminder to all of us, man. It's scary out here, bro. You just going off of the external, that's it. Is that's what she's cute? So let me see what's good. Oh, I got a rubber. Nowadays, a condom is not even safe enough to protect you, bruh. I'm telling you, bro, the second that I'm into a girl, it's like I come across a girl, I'm into you. All jokes aside, like our very first date, maybe the second, we'll go to a clinic together. That's gonna be the date. Hey, I got a lovely date planned for us. After that, let's go out to eat. Once I come across a girl that was like, all right, cool, I'm willing to take you seriously, and there's actually something there. Honest to God, like within the first or second date, we're going to a clinic. Let that be a message to any girl that may be watching. If you're interested in me, young, and if you're offended that I say that, then that says more about you than it does about me. If I'm nowadays, in the days that we're living in, if you're offended that somebody says, hey, man, how do you feel about us going to a clinic together? It's not like you're, calling her out and making it just seem that it's whatever the case is. Because me, I know I'm straight. I know I'm good. But to alleviate any of the whatever the case is, let's go together. Just make it a date. Hey, I'm into you. I'm feeling you. I think this could maybe go somewhere, man. What do you think about us going to a clinic and getting tested before we move, take this thing to the next level? If you're offended by that, something must be wrong with you. Especially with living where I live. I live in Atlanta. So I hope that's what you're doing. If you live in a major city and you're not taking that type of preventative maintenance, bro, I hope, I don't know what you're doing. So it's just like, man, that kind of just scared me, man. My man said, yeah, and that is true because I've researched this. I've looked into this, man. I know some things. I've seen some situations where it's just like it piqued my interest in doing the research. And yeah, herpes is a tricky one. Yeah, everybody has it. That's why it doesn't necessarily show up all the time. 80% of the population, according to I haven't fact checked that myself, but I do know a large percent of the people. That's why some people just it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, bro. It's not that big of a deal to the person who already has it. If you're somebody that's been living a somewhat healthy life all your life, it's a big deal. I don't want it. I don't want to start taking medication. I didn't have to take medication for this. Why would I start now? I don't like when people try to dumb down like, oh, everybody has it, bro. Get with the times. We're talking about a disease that doesn't leave. It's always with you. Whether you flare up, whether it doesn't show, I don't care about none of that, bro. I don't want it. I don't care if 99% of the population don't have it. Consider myself the lucky one, and I don't want it. So that just kind of scared me, man. And again, man, these are attractive young girls, man. Fellas, man, you got to be safe out here, bruh. And ladies as well, too. Like, use more discernment. Y'all just be letting anybody slide up in you. Like, come on, bruh. I guess that's the type of conversation we're having tonight, I guess, whatever the case is. But revisit sex ed or physical ed or whatever they used to call it at your school, man. And you'll understand. It's not no game out here. I'm not playing no type of games, bro. That's just my two fears, yeah. Getting the wrong woman pregnant and catching something, man. I can't go out like that, bro. Like, I can't, bro. Please, Lord God, please. And again, I'm doing everything in my power to just stay focused. That's why if you stay focused, you see the poster back there, man. Stay focused, man. Have some discipline for yourself, man. Like, too many good soldiers, man. We lost too many good soldiers to the cute face and the fat ass. Nah, man, I can't gamble with like that, bro. I've lived all my life without having to take medication for this and that, and why start now? Come on, bro. Let me get to this story. I want to see the I want to see. We've heard her herpes version. What happened with the HIV? She's talking very calm. That's why I'm like, I think maybe there's a happy ending. She seems very calm for somebody who's disclosing this information. So maybe she doesn't, or whatever the case is, or whatever. I want to get a little bit more. Maybe it's a little bit drawn out. I typically don't watch all these videos in their entirety, but it's a story, so I'm intrigued. Here we go.
is that herpes, the HSV simplex 2 virus, can be contracted even when there has been protection or a condom used. Yeah.
So ask them. So I'm telling her, like, oh yeah, I'm not worried about that for real, girl. Like, since the last test, I test negative. I've only been with one person 2 times. Like, I would know the 2 exact dates. I'm more so concerned about what's going on with my hip. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Turns out every time I say that, I'm wrong. So I went, got my blood drawn. Cool. That was on March 3rd, 2025. So on March 7th, I got an email saying that my lab results have been uploaded into the patient portal. Remind you, this is a new primary care, so I haven't registered for the patient portal yet. So I get on the phone with the doctor's office and I ask them if I can speak with her so that I can get my lab results. And they're like, well, you need an appointment. Our next appointment isn't until Monday. And if it's anything critical, if anything crucial, anything that stands out, she will be checking them later today and she will call you. I said, okay. So on March 10th, I have a 9:45 appointment with a psychiatrist. They want to see if I have ADHD. Turns out they diagnosed me with anxiety and depression, right? Very important to this story. Because I hang up with them. 10 minutes later, I get a call, and it's the doctor calling me. And she's like, yeah, so we have some labs come back with abnormal results. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I have bone cancer. That's my immediate thought. And then, like, as soon as the thought finishes, she said, yeah, you tested positive for HIV. Huh? You tested positive for HIV. I said,
I can't.
Are you sure? Like, can you read me back my name, first and last name, and date of birth? Because are you checking the right chart? I have never created a patient portal login type shit so motherfucking fast. Like, while we're on the phone with them, I'm on my phone logging into the patient portal. It's on like page 3. I get to HIV, baby. It says repeatedly reactive.
Damn. By the way, shout out to her for having the guts to release this information. It makes me feel like this is an active HIPAA violation, but she released this to TikTok so we can go over it.
Let me see something. Does it say here? How old is this girl? Does it say date? Blah, blah. Nah, it doesn't say What? This is the times we're in, folks. This is the times. People are disclosing, and again, shout out to her. It takes a certain type of person to be this transparent and vulnerable, but let this be a learning lesson, right? I like to speak on things that have take-home value. I hope you're learning. Myself as well, too, bruh, because, like, I can't, bro. I can't. Please, Lord God, please. Please, I can't go out like this, yeah. Like,
HIV 1/2 antigen antibody 4th generation. Damn, and here it goes in red down up over here. Value is repeatedly reactive. The repeatedly reactive screening result is confirmed by duplicate repeat testing and indicates a possibility of presence of HIV 1 or 2 antibodies or HIV 1 antigen. Testing is required for diagnosis. Therefore, these screening results must be correlated. I felt something similar when I was diagnosed with testicular cancer when it came back, and I looked in it and I was like, wait a minute, does that say cancer detected? Getting major diagnosis like this can be earth-shattering. Nevertheless, let's get back in there.
And for some reason, emotionally, I did not have the same reaction or as strong as a reaction as I did for the herpes. I was more so just like,
because you can't believe it.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. That was the least of my concerns, like the very fucking least of my concerns. So she's like, yeah, we got to get you to a specialist immediately. Like, we have an appointment tomorrow at 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Which one do you want? And I'm like, I have work tomorrow. And she's like, listen,
you have work
the next
tomorrow?
appointment is not-
You have work tomorrow? They just told you that you got diagnosed with repetitive, reoccurring HIV. You got work tomorrow? What? Where are your priorities? You got work tomorrow? That's the last thing on my mind. What? Is this girl serious?
Not for 2 months, so you need to make this appointment. I get off the phone and I'm just like, all right, well, I got HIV. Like, for some reason, the herpes scared the heck out of me, but with the HIV, I was just kind of like, all right. As long as you're taking your medicine and doing what you're supposed to do, following whatever your treatment plan is, you can have a long, healthy life with HIV. You can have...
See, this is the thing, bruh. Let me pause right there because this is, bruh, there's been a lot of people that I've heard so many stories. Y'all hip to Gucci third leg? Oh, that was a funny day on Twitter, man. That was like, what, 2 months ago, 3 months? That was maybe a little bit longer. Gucci third leg, and that went viral as well, too. This man out there, OnlyFans, whatever the case is, he was out there infecting girls left and right, this and that and the other. And, like, it's bothering me that people are like, it's like you're too calm about something that's just like, everybody's just constituted, they're chalking it up to, oh, well, if you just take your medication and everything's like, bruh, you didn't have to take medication your entire life. Everybody's just saying, oh, well, it's not that bad. They're validating these acts by saying, oh, everybody has it, and oh, if you just keep taking your medication, you should be fine. Yeah, that might be true and dandy, but you lived a life where you didn't have to worry about none of that. So you're just, I mean, maybe it's a coping mechanism. Maybe it's like you got to tell yourself that when you're in that situation. Again, my condolences to her, man. Young girl, whatever the case is. Like, maybe that's just like, you got to just tell yourself that so you don't jump off a bridge. But it's just like, yeah, young, like, okay. I don't like how they just like, oh, I don't like how they warrant this phenomenon by saying everybody has it, what's the big deal? And oh, if you just take your medication, you should be all right. Like, how about we just use more discernment? How about we just have safe interactions with strangers? I don't understand. Like, y'all take things too lightly, man. Y'all be gambling with y'all lives. That's what I always say, man. Like, y'all take risks with your one life. With your one life, you taking those type of risks, bruh? Nah, bro. Call me a scaredy cat, yeah. And there's no box that good in the world. I don't care what nobody say, yeah. There ain't no box that good in the world for me to be taking that type of risk. I don't care how bad you are, young. I don't care. Damn, young. Let's keep going. I guess whatever.
Children and literally have a normal life. The worst part about it to me is, one, you can't breastfeed because you can transfer the HIV to your baby.
Yeah.
Two, I'm like, I have to tell everybody that I date now. Like, I damn near gotta say, hi, my name is Kira and I have HIV. And then,
bro, we just spoke on this, bro. We just spoke on this. That's so crazy. We just spoke on, earlier in the segment, of course, we were speaking on a girl who said that she didn't feel it was her responsibility to disclose that she has HIV. When I re-upload this, I probably might join both of these videos. So you have one girl, of course, that's saying, oh, it's not my responsibility to disclose if I have, HIV to you. You should get to, whatever she was saying, you should get to know me, or whatever the case is, blah, 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 blah. This girl at least is admitting and taking some accountability and saying, all right, cool. Well, now, moving forward, I got to let everybody know, hey, my name is this. This is my verdict on whatever the case is. At least she's being responsible about it. I don't see how anybody would not do that. But I mean, to give her, if anything, she has a positive attitude. Like, of course, maybe that's, again, this is maybe the mindset you have to embrace so you don't jump off a bridge. So I appreciate her transparency. I appreciate her vulnerability. And the level of accountability I'm seeing, that she's actually saying that she will be disclosing her status to other people as well, too. She has the right mindset when getting hit with such verdicts, young, of her newfound illnesses for her physical health. So, we might as well finish the story now.
And I went to my friend's birthday party that day because that was her literal birthday. Or I didn't go to her birthday party, but she had like a little dinner at her house. People were probably shocked to hear this video right now because I haven't really told anybody. So it's the next day. I get to the appointment again, still calm.
Let me pause real quick. Wait, hold on. Again, so you're contemplating, I got work tomorrow. You got told the information that you got told. You're still going to parties? You're still socializing with people? Again, everybody's different. Because somebody would get hit with that verdict and be like, you know what, depression, this, that, contemplating, ending their life, whatever the case is. And this girl's trying to, business as usual. Everybody has different outlooks. I can't judge her reaction, right? So, of course, we're all in charge of how we react to certain news and certain situations. So, for her, kudos to her. She has the ability to get hit with such a verdict and, oh, it's my friend's birthday the same day? You worrying about birthday parties? To each his own, bruh.
Cool, collected. I'm talking to the lady who draws blood, and I'm like, yeah, so like, how long does it take? Like, what are we checking for exactly? And she was like, I'm gonna partner you with a nurse to answer all those questions. So
She was probably a little bit numb as well because
Right.
she's gotten the negative false positive test for herpes, and then maybe somewhere deep down she wanted to ultra confirm for HIV just in case it was yet another mistake. Let's go.
So the nurse called me in the back and she was like, okay, so the test you took the first time was detecting whether or not you have HIV. It comes back positive. They tested more than one time. That's why it says repeatedly reactive. So there's HIV 1 and HIV 2. HIV 1 is contracted here in the US. HIV 2 is contracted overseas. It looks like you have HIV 1. So now we're going to check your blood to see how much of the HIV is in your system. So they're checking for the viral load. A viral load less than 30 is negative. A viral load more than 30 is positive. That'll determine what your treatment is, and you'll go forward with the doctor from there. Usually 5 days to a week and a half to get the results back. We'll give you a follow-up appointment in 2 weeks, but your results will be back way before then.
So she's just recording this now, but she got the results back over a year ago at this point. Shout out to this young lady again for talking through this particular scenario.
Right.
What is a nightmare for her can be a learning lesson for other people.
Right.
And that's why I want to leave the video off here today.
Right.
While I think that
I'll
it's
pause it there, of course. Shout out to my man MTR, man, content creator that I admire here on these YouTube streets, man. Phenomenal work on this brother. He also does reactions. That's basically the same thing I can say, man. Shout out to this girl for the mindset. She might just be numb. Again, I can't, whatever the case is, project what I would do and this, that, and the other. But it takes a certain type of person, man. That's why, like, I can see the fine line, right? Again, I'm not saying we all got to get on social media and disclose, our most deepest, darkest, whatever the case is. But at the same time, bro, that's kind of where we're at in this world right now, man. I'm not saying we all got to do this. But there's a level of me that does admire the transparency and vulnerability of people that can do this, bruh. Because again, somebody's, tragic situation is a learning lesson for myself and anybody else out here in the world, man. Because sometimes it's going to take these type of stories to get through to your head. Our younger generation, adults, whatever the case, I can't even pin it on the younger generation. Our adults as well, too, like just humans, bruh. Stop thinking it's sweet out here, man. Bro, when I tell y'all, like, I'm scared, like, I just can't do it. I don't care. Now, I think I'll say this. Because I've focused so hard on, like, just philosophy and the mental, like, I feel like I could, at some point, again, I'm assuming, like, it can, because you never know until you're in that situation. It's either one or two mindsets that you're going to embrace when you get told such news, right? It's like if you get hit with this type of verdict, hey, man, you got HIV, you got herpes, whatever the case is. Again, you could either person that's going to feel like, oh, what's the point of my life now? My life is ruined. The social shame and embarrassment, whatever the case is, I might as well just end it. Or you might just embrace that blow, young. It's like glass half empty, glass half full. Which one are you? So it's just like in that mindset, like, I guess to keep going, striving and putting up a good fight, yeah, you have to embrace this type of mindset. You have to take on, shout out to her again. Like, you have to embrace that type of mindset if you choose to keep, playing this game called life. You're either one or two people. But all this, contemplating going to work and this, that, she just might be numb. She seems like she has an attitude of, hey, whatever, like, we're here now. Glass half empty, glass half full, folks. But let this be a learning lesson to us all, bruh. You can't just be out here just messing with anybody, bruh. Especially if you live in a major city. I don't know where this girl lives. But when I tell y'all, like, I'm afraid... I'm afraid, y'all. Like, I'm scared. I am. I'm telling you I am. Like, you just can't just be, I don't care how bad you are, young. I don't care how fine you are, young. I ain't touching you until I have confirmation that both parties are, it's accountability for the individual as well, too. So you as the individual needs to make sure you're getting tested, whether you're active, not active, what are the cases, because there are situations where symptoms do show up, symptoms don't show up, what are the cases. I know I'm kind of dragging this story out, but this is some take-home value, man. But this is personal, sentimental to me because, again, this is one of my fears right here. I can't go out like that, bro. I can't, young. Yeah, young, it's scary out here, bro. Like, learning lesson for us all. Like, if you got young children, young daughters, young boys in high school, what are the cases? Because those are the people that haven't done the wherewithal, what are the cases? Just because somebody looks clean on the outside and they take showers and they have good hygiene doesn't mean internally they, what the case is. Like, please, young, like, come on, bro. Like, it's scary out here, bro. It's scary out here, bro, because that's something that changes your life. This is like something you have to incorporate now. Taking medication, disclosing this. You don't want to do that, bro. Like, you don't want to live like that, bro. Now, every time you want to interact with anybody, I mean, she went to the internet and disclosed her story, so I don't know. Again, that's maybe a coping mechanism, whatever the case is. But now, anytime moving forward, you see somebody that you're attracted to, you want to start a family. What is it? Oh, you can't even breastfeed anymore because the baby could get HIV through the breast milk, whatever the case is. Like, keep all of that in mind. For what? 30 minutes of a fun night? Of what, bruh? It's not worth it, man. The long-lasting effects are not worth it, bro. It's like, I can't go out like that, bruh. Me personally, bruh, call me a scaredy cat, call me whatever you want to call it. But, hey, if you see me as a love interest, just know within the first or second date of us confirming that we want to move to the next step, we're going to a clinic together. Arms locked. Arms locked. Hey, date 2, hey, I bang with you. You cool, whatever the case is. Hey, let's go to the clinic. I don't care how bad you look on the outside. Let's go to the clinic. Let's see if we want to take this thing further. Once, it's just like getting a job. You know when you get a job, where the case of certain jobs, they got to run a background check and drug screening. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. If you want to work for this organization, if you want to be a part, if you want to build with me, bruh, then yeah, I'm going to have to do a thorough background check and drug screening. That's not necessarily drug screening, but HIV screening or sexual health screening. I'm sorry. Or else I can't move forward with your application. Contingent, you will be hired for the role contingent upon satisfactory results of a background check and health examining. Straight like that. And if that's a problem for you, bounce. If you're offended at the request, oh, what you trying to say? Then bounce, bruh. Any person that has a problem with that, it says more about you. I'm sorry, man. I probably dragged this out a little bit more than I intended to, but it's like, let this be a learning lesson. Let this be a learning lesson, man. Y'all just worrying about the external. Oh, he's cute. Oh, she's cute. Oh, he got money. Oh, this, that. Oh, what's their mental on? What's their physical on? Are they healthy? Not all of these symptoms show, bro. Dating prerequisites, bro. 100%. 100%. Dating prerequisites. You want to take it to the... Y'all been talking. Y'all cool. This, that, and the other. Hey, I think this is getting serious. Bet. Let's go. Schedule it together. Our second date. Our third date. Let's hit up this clinic, young. Because... Ain't no way. I've come too far to I've come too far to go out like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, mistakes happen, this, that, and the other. Yeah, there's symptoms that people don't detect as well too. You know, that happens. Of course, you could go, maybe there's not enough of it in your system. You haven't had any outbreaks for the cases, so maybe it's not detected. These things happen, folks. And even if you do have protection as well too, as you heard as well too. Even if you did wear protection and condoms, this, that, and the other, man. So it's risky business. So being promiscuous in this day and age, you're gambling with your one life. That's the gamble that I can't take, man. But that's just me. I won't drag it on any longer. Shout out to this brother. Shout out to my man MTR over on these YouTube streets. Shout out to this young lady for her vulnerability and her transparency. Peace and blessings to her on her journey. I admire her. There is a level of me that still admires her ability to do this. Because, yeah, some of us might laugh and call her names, whatever the case is. But let this be a learning lesson as well, too. There's some take-home value in her story. Just because a person is attractive, whatever the case is, or you think, oh, I don't have any symptoms, so I'm healthy, or whatever the case is, and the other, get tested, bro. You interested in somebody, man, get tested, bro. You want to take things further with the next person, man, get tested, bro. Or keep your hands to yourself. Keep your mouth to yourself. Keep your hands, all body parts to yourself until you get the verdict, man. Shit, we go to the clinic, everything is good, bet we could have an extravaganza after that, young. But until then, I ain't touchy. I can't go out like that. Sorry.